All right. Looks like, are we recording? Yep, it's ready. Okay. All right. Welcome in, everybody. It's week 5. It's technology week. We're so glad that you're here. This is a big one. We want to make sure you guys are all squared away to actually get in and take this test. So we're glad you're here. We're gonna get you everything we need, or everything you need, everything we need. I guess it's it's all of us together, right? So we're gonna get you all set up to be able to take this. So technology week is here. Here's our agenda for today. Mission and vision, as always, our values. And then we'll do an icebreaker. We're going to think a little bit about tools today. So we are going to do a little icebreaker. We've got our mission planning for today. Like I said, it's technology. So we're going to do a device tech check, which we sort of touched on before, but we're going to do it again just to make sure we're all on the same page here. So a quick device tech check. We're going to do a network diagnostic, and we're going to do a secure browser installation and flip those. I think we decided to flip those. So secure browser installation first, and then we'll be doing that network diagnostic just to make sure that you have all the power you need internet wise to be able to take this test when the time comes. So we'll do that with you. We'll do it together today just to make sure you've got what you need. We are going to go over the tools, which we spent quite a bit of time in week 1, but we really want to just touch on it again, remind you what they are, and then give you some extra resources we have just to check in on those tools again before you see them on the test. And then we'll do another resource review, as we always do, and make sure you have all the resources that we've been presenting to you in the past weeks. And then our exit ticket. Again, as usual, this should probably be familiar the way we're running through these by now. So Miss Lasley, you're muted.
I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to lip read. So, oh my goodness. All right, let's try this again. So our mission is to inspire and develop innovative, creative, self-directed learners, one scholar at a time. And our vision statement is to create a collaborative virtual learning community, inspiring scholars to appreciate the ways in which the arts and sciences nurture curiosity for lifelong learning, and prepare scholars to take responsibility for their future success, which you are doing right now by logging into CAASPP. And we are so grateful. So our values here at Compass revolve around achievement, respect, teamwork, integrity, and communication. So achievement in our eyes is engaging and taking charge of your learning. Respect is that respectful interaction with all of your fellow scholars and your learning coaches, which in most cases is your parents or a family member, faculty, and staff. Teamwork is that we're all working cooperatively. We're a team. And so your teachers, the administrators, your parents, scholars, any of the family members involved, we're all one big team to help you be successful in your education. So teamwork makes the dream work. And then integrity is following strong ethical principles, values, and academic honesty. So in essence, at its core, integrity is being honest in all things and straightforward. Communication is frequently and proactively communicating with all the persons involved in your education. So again, back to that team, whether it's your teacher or your counselor, whoever it is, just having that proactive, that means taking the initiative, possibly being the first person to reach out and communicate with those people involved in your team.
Excuse me, you caught me at a sneeze right at the slide transition. Pardon me. All right, our icebreaker for today is going to be a tools scavenger hunt. So Miss Lasley is going to put in the chat the link to a document that we put together. I believe we had it last year. We've got it all updated for you with all the newest links and videos and everything that you need. But we're going to give you this document. You don't have to watch any of the videos now, but just look through those tools, look through the list of tools. We're going to take about 60 seconds here. What we'd like you to do is to just look through the tools and name one tool. You can use the chat or feel free to jump on the microphone as well if you'd like. But name one tool you didn't know about, something that is new that you didn't know you had access to in the CAASPP. And then one tool you have a question about. If any of them are unfamiliar, you're not quite sure what that is or what that does, if you have a question, let us know which one it is. But name just one that you're not familiar with or one that looks new to you. So we'll give you 60 seconds. It's 3:10 and we will go now.
Awesome. Zahara, you put in highlighter. Very good. I'm so glad you found that.
All right, there we are at about 60 seconds. What did you find? I see highlighter, which is nice and handy, right? You may not think, what can I use a highlighter for? But you know, as those keywords jump out at you while you're reading certain passages, it would be nice to just highlight them so you make sure you remember that they're there and that you'll be using them later. New tools, the highlighter, good. Calculator, very important, right? Definitely. Mark for review. Yeah, we talked a lot about that in week 1. And there is a little video on there that you can watch. So if you're not familiar with Mark for review, if that's new for you, make sure you take a look at it because it's really handy. It's a really handy way for you to just mark a question. If you're maybe not so sure about an answer, but you want to move on, you can always use that Mark for review tool and go back to it and just check on it again with a clear head and see if you still like your answer or if you'd like to change it. You didn't know most of them? Well, good. Make sure you check out that form. Take some time to go through it because those tools will be there for you. When you go on to take the CAASPP, those tools that are on that form, that document that you have, those are the universal tools. Everybody gets access to those tools. So make sure that you take a real good look at that. Watch the videos if you need, so you know just where to find them, just how to use them. The cross out, yeah, that's a good one. The strike through, right? That's a really good one too. If you know an answer is wrong, why let it take up headspace, right? Just cross it out and keep moving. Good. I'm glad you guys found those. Make sure that you save that document. We'll share it again at the end, but make sure that you save that so that you can really look into those. We want you to know that those tools are there and know how to use them so that they can help you to be successful when you take the CAASPP. All right, so let's talk device tech check. This form will probably, or this slide will probably look fairly familiar to you because we went over it either week 1 or week 2, one of those, maybe even in the intro recording. Oh, you can just, Zahara, you can just leave it open on your browser. Once you've opened that, you can push the little star. There's a little star icon next to the title, and then that will save it kind of in your own, or you can make a copy, however you'd like to do it, so that you can keep that for yourself. Yeah, okay. And I can help you with that at the end too, if you'd like. We can just keep it open in your browser for now, and I can help you save it for yourself at the end if you need. Definitely. All right, so device tech check. Here are the things you absolutely have to have in order to take the CAASPP successfully. If you don't have any of these, if you're not sure, we'll get to the diagnostic later. But if you definitely know, if you know for sure your microphone doesn't work, Houston, we have a problem. Okay, same with the working camera. So make sure you have whatever your device is that you're going to use. It has to have a working camera because you've got to have the camera on while you're testing. And then it's got to have a working microphone as well. Okay, so really important that those 2 things are functional on your computer. You got to have both too. You can't have one and not the other. You've got to have both working. If you have a Compass Chromebook, you are set. Okay, anything, if you got a Compass Chromebook this year, then you have everything you need. It's already preloaded. So that's nice and easy. If you have a Compass Chromebook from a previous year, we will need to get you updated on the secure browser, but that's real easy to do also. So if you have a Chromebook that you got from Compass, then you're good to go. Okay. Personal laptop. Zahara, I see that your laptop might be a little wonky. Okay, so make sure at the very least that you have a working camera and microphone. As long as you have those two things functioning, we'll check on the rest later in the next slides. Okay. And if anything's not working when we do these diagnostics and try to download your secure browser, then let us know and we'll make sure that we start you on the path to getting a loaner computer. Okay. Okay, so a desktop computer will work great. Okay, a personal laptop should work just fine. Any non-Android, pretty much we kind of concluded it was really just the iOS, the iPads that are going to work. Anything Chrome, it's kind of like a personal Chromebook. It's not going to work, unfortunately. So, oh, good, perfect. Then you should definitely have it in time, Zahara. That's good news, really good news. Okay, so a non-Android tablet, like an iPad, and then make sure if you have any siblings at home that are going to be testing, make sure each of you has your own device to work on, because you'll most likely be testing at the same time. So you'll each want to have one. Okay, so parents, LCs, if you have multiple scholars that are going to be testing, please make sure that each of them has a device. And if you need to request one, we are so happy to send you a loaner. Easy. It's the easiest thing. We'll get it to you. And when you're done with it, if you're done with it and you don't need it anymore, send it right back to us. That's totally fine. But we are happy to get you one and we can do that really quickly. So just rather than trying to balance it and make, try and schedule testing at different times, just request a loaner. Okay. We're super happy to do that for you. And if you have a personal Chromebook, something that you got from Best Buy or you got for Christmas or something like that came from somewhere other than Compass, and we're going to have another problem. So those personal Chromebooks we can't use. All right. So if you have a personal Chromebook, great. That's wonderful. But for testing, let's make sure that we get you a loaner computer that you can just send right back as soon as you're done with testing. Okay. Completely not a problem. Please don't ever think that it's a problem or a burden or you shouldn't do that. You absolutely should. We can get it to you. We're happy to do it. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a little run through and see how we're all doing on these devices. Ms. Lasley.
Okay. So you probably saw me slip away a second ago. I was locking dogs in the bedroom because they're barking. So keeping you from torture. We are wanting to just do kind of a poll or take a list of who might need a laptop or computer for testing. So there's only a few of you in here. If you think you're going to need one, go ahead and private chat us and put who your supervising, well, you don't need to private chat, put who your supervising teacher is in the chat box. And we'll keep that list and just shoot a note off that you need a computer and let your ST know. And then for those of you that are watching the recording, if you would just push stop on the recording right now. So as we're doing this, go ahead and push stop, open up your email, send off an email to your ST saying you think that you might need to request a loaner computer and set up a meeting with your supervising teacher so that you can get that handled as quickly as possible. Your supervising teacher will fill out a form that is a computer request form. So I see in the chat box you said you're already good, Zahara. And then I see a couple of others. So you would call, okay, again, I think it's Micah. Did I say that correctly? I want to make sure I'm not mispronouncing people's names. So please, please, please. Oh, good. Okay. So Micah, you would let your ST know. Either you can go ahead and take a moment and just send your ST an email saying you need to request a testing computer, or you can give us your ST's name and we'll shoot a little note off to he or she right after our session. Oh, that's great, Selena. Okay, So I think it looks like you're all taken care of. Micah, you're going to go ahead and send that off yourself, or did you want us to do that?
Hi, this is Micah's mom, Janine.
Oh, hi,
Um,
Janine. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
nice to meet you too. Okay, so Micah has a Compass issued Chromebook. It's having issues. Who do
Gotcha.
we contact for technical support?
You would want to submit a ticket. Let me
Okay,
get that link for you real quickly. I will put that in the chat box in just a moment. I'm going to pull it up.
okay. I mean, it shouldn't prevent, we need to get that resolved, but in the meantime, this is my work and one of my personal laptops. She can take the test from this
Gotcha.
if need be, but I
Yeah.
would like to probably file a ticket.
Yeah, that's important. You want to have that, you don't want to have to stress over technology because that can really, I know, that can really mess with your day and, cause her to fall behind. Let's see. Pull that over.
Okay, so
There we go.
zoho.com. Okay.
Oh, did you already put it in there? I was just about ready to do that. Thank
Oh,
you.
somebody did.
Nope. No, my supervisor's in here too, and she was faster than me.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, there we go. I skipped the screen. Okay, if you would just let me know that you can see my screen okay, that would be great. Yep, okay, awesome, thank you. Okay, so secure browser installation is the biggest key to making sure, other than making sure you've checked your technology, which we've been talking about, you have to have that secure browser downloaded on your device, whether it's a device from Compass or it's a laptop that you have at home. If you're using an iPad, something that's recommended is an external keyboard. Like I have one here for my iPad, and it's just a Bluetooth keyboard that I have connected to my iPad, and it'll just make it so much easier. And I actually just realized this isn't recommended. Might be something that your scholar would enjoy though. They have inexpensively on Amazon Bluetooth mice that work for iPads, and they're wonderful. They almost turn it into a laptop. So an external keyboard is recommended so the assessment isn't covered up on the screen by the keyboard. So once you get to the secure portal, you're going to choose your operating system. So I'm going to pull this up for you. So this is just a walkthrough, and we'll put this link in the chat box. It's actually made by another school district, but it was such a good walkthrough, we wanted to use it. So if you have a Windows device, these are the walkthrough instructions. So after you click the instructions link, you're going to see this. You'll scroll for the download link. So if you have a Windows device, whatever device you have, you're going to click on that device. So in this case, Windows operating system. Then you'll click on download browser. Then you're going to look for the download exe file and double click on it. So it's going to, in most computers, that file will actually pop up and you'll see the icon and you'll double click on that icon. And then you'll just go through following the setup wizard. So you'll just click next. You'll click yes, you'll allow it because it's going to ask if you're going to allow it to make changes to your device. And then it's going to ask you to click on which type of installation you want the full installation. Then you're going to click on install. You'll let it do its thing, wait for it to be complete, and then you'll click finish. So I think, Ms. Hobson, did you already put this in the chat box? Oh, no, I did. Okay. I already forgot. Oh, that's exciting. Yay. So once you have done all of this, when you go back to your desktop, those were magic bells to signal the fact that you will see your browser on your desktop. So if you look on your desktop, you'll see the browser and it'll look just like that. And if you have a different type of device, there's instructions on this document for downloading for a Mac or for iPad as well. And then we also wanted to share with you the direct link to the portal where all of the information for downloading is on the actual testing portal. So let me show you that as well.
That link was right there. Oh, you got it in the chat again. Yeah, that was right there.
So this is the actual area that you go to find your system requirements and for the different types of devices, and also the system download. So this is what that instructional document was actually referring to when it shows you, whoops, gotta scroll up. So this here is the same as here. So this is where you're actually going to go to get your browser. So say if you click on Windows, that's what it was showing you on the document. You would click download secure browser and then just follow the prompts. Same thing with Mac. Note that the iPad one is different. So it's the Mac and the iPad are two different downloads. And then this is a little deceiving because it's Chrome OS. If you have a personal Chromebook, it's still not going to work. So that is not something that's useful to you. So basically, you want to be paying attention to either the Windows, the Mac, or the iPad browser downloads. And if you have anything else, you'll want to contact your ST and request a testing computer. Okay, Ms. Hobson, I'm going to take away the sharing and oops. There we go. And it's all yours.
Doing that thing again. I'm starting to talk and I was muted. Okay. All right. So now that we all have the secure browser downloaded, and give me just a second while I pull up my second window here. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through the network diagnostic tool. And this is basically going to just let us know if your bandwidth on your home network that you're on right now is enough. Now we're all here in Zoom, and I'm sure you're running some other things on your computer. Most likely you're going to be just fine. You know, Zahara, you said you're getting yours from Compass, right? Okay. Then you won't need to worry about it. It should already be downloaded for you, but Alante, you're going to want to download that. You can still run this network diagnostic without the secure browser. So go ahead and follow along with us now anyway, just to go through this portion of it. But yeah, Alante, you'll want to go ahead and download that secure browser. And let's try to do it before you leave today. So if we need to help you out with getting that done at the end, we can definitely do that. Yeah, absolutely.
I just forgot to say something. So one of the reasons that we wanted to make sure that you try to get the secure browser downloaded and you do the next step that Ms. Hobson is going to walk you through is next week we're actually going to have our wonderful IT gentleman on the test prep sessions with us. So we're hoping that you'll walk through doing all of this and take notes. Anything you run into that's a problem, make sure you write it down so that you can come next week with those questions and he can help you solve them if you run into trouble. So I'm going to be quiet now.
No, that's good. That's good news. And Alante, I didn't realize that was coming from Compass. So that's good. Yeah, you don't have to get a Chromebook from Compass. We do those other computers too. So you're all set. If you just got it and it came from Compass, you are good to go. But I would still like you to kind of follow along and make sure This part you're going to need to do no matter what device you have, whether it's from Compass or your own, you're still going to want to do the network diagnostic, because the network diagnostic is more about making sure your internet is strong enough to support the test. Your browser's already there. So that part we know we're okay on, but we'll still want to do the network diagnostic together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this link in the chat, but before you click on it, I would like to actually show you what it's going to look like. So I'm going to click on it and we're going to open up. Where did you go? Oh, it opened up someplace else. Well, I'm going to open it up over here too. Okay. So when you click on the link, this is what you should see here. Okay. Let's see. Secure browser. Yeah, Windows 10. It says false. I just downloaded the secure browser though, so maybe it's just not, it's not ready yet to recognize that. But either way, what we're going to focus on here is the bandwidth diagnostic. Okay, so from here, let's see. I'm going to say I work for the district, or I'm a test administrator. That's the one that I'm going to click on, but you will want to click on this one here. I'm a student who will be taking the test remotely. So you'll click on that middle one. Will your webcam be enabled? Yes, it will. Absolutely 100%. Okay, so make sure you do that, because using your camera through the internet takes some bandwidth. It takes quite a bit of bandwidth. So we want to make sure that we know you have enough internet while your camera is working and streaming that video. Okay, so it's really important that you select yes, your webcam will be enabled. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and click run test. And we'll let it think for just a moment. There we go. Okay, so it's done its little test and it says download speed 27.721, upload speed 4.950. And it says here, gives us a little note, given the current network condition, your available bandwidth meets or exceeds the necessary requirements. Let's see. The throughput estimates include the encryption, decryption overhead for data transfer. I'm not sure what that means, but the box is green, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. Throughput estimates change as the network conditions change. It can vary from run to run. So it might be a good idea to run this right before you take the assessment, just so that you can see if you are in good shape the day of. I know sometimes, you know, time of day, if a lot of people come home from work and everybody gets on the internet, then depending on what type of internet you're using, that can slow down. If you're in the middle of the day, but we got a lot of people working from home today or streaming their Netflix this afternoon, who knows what it could be, right? But that could take away from your speed. So you'll want to run this. But if you ran it just now and it looks good and it's green and everything's fine, then you should be okay. It would probably be a rare situation where all of a sudden you would have an unstable internet connection that wouldn't be able to get you through the CAASPP. So just go ahead and click the link that I put in the chat for you. I'll put it in there one more time in case you missed it. And yeah, go ahead and click on that and run your own diagnostic. So make sure you check I'm a student and make sure you check yes. And then go ahead and run it, and let's make sure everybody comes up green. And if you're not green, I'll give you a minute to run the test, but we'll talk about some other options in just a minute. So if you can come back and just let me know, put a little done in the chat, then we can, we'll take it from there. But I'll give you just a minute to run through this test. Excellent. Yeah, Zahara, you're not alone. This is only one window that you're seeing. I have another window with tons of tabs open. So most likely you'll be okay. But we just want to make sure, and especially like I said, you're on Zoom right now. So if you're on Zoom and you can run this network diagnostic, we're probably in good shape. But for anybody watching the recording, if you happen to have a problem and your box is red, not green, then we will talk about it. Yeah, so Alante, it would be good. You're going to get these resources. So if you're not able to do this right now, or you're not currently working on the computer that you'll be testing on, You're going to have the resources. We'll give you all this at the end. You'll have these links. So once you get your Compass computer up and running, and same for you, Zahara, once you get your Compass computer up and running, then you can go through these steps again just to make sure you have everything in order. Okay, so we'll make sure you have these links so that you can do that. Perfect, Selena, that's great news. That's great news. So let's talk real quick about what you would do in the case that you lose internet stability, or if you're watching this recording here and you've just done your network diagnostic and you had a red box and you have an unstable internet connection. There are a few options here and things that you can do. Okay, so you can use, if you have a parent who works in an environment with a stronger internet connection, you can maybe take your test from there. We've had really good luck with like Starbucks or Panera. Now those places tend to be a little bit more noisy, so you want to make sure that you have some really good headphones that will cancel out the noise and let you hear what you need to hear, but make sure those also have a microphone that you'll be able to use as well. Okay, so we have options. There are things we can do if your home internet connection is not stable. And if you need any suggestions on that, reach out to your ST. For those watching the recording, reach out to your ST and just see if there's some alternatives. Libraries, a lot of times, are great places to go, but it can be kind of hit or miss if you're using the Wi-Fi and their computers will not have the secure browser. So don't count on using their computers, maybe their Wi-Fi, but you'll need to bring your own computer along with you for testing wherever it is that you go. Okay, so we make sure we've got that secure browser downloaded. Let's see, there are some, there's plenty of options, places you can go to test, but most important is just going to be, if you do need to go anywhere else and it's going to be a more noisy place, just make sure you've got that great set of headphones so that you can hear what you need to hear and say what you need to say while you're taking the test. All right, there's also, if you click that link and go over here, you can also check your audio playback, you can check your video playback, you can check all those little technical things and make sure that they're working well. But again, if you're coming to school with us and you're here in Zoom and you're able to activate your camera and your microphone, chances are we're in really good shape. Okay, but you're always welcome to play with that website that I sent you and just make sure that everything is in working order. All right, next up is that tools review that I promised you. So we talked a lot about each of these tools. We watched the main video, which was, I think it was a little over 8 minutes, and that really kind of gave you the rundown of a lot of the tools that were available. But we also have, yep, there's the resources in the chat for you. We have got a website for you that's there that has all of these links. Every single tool has its own video, so you can see how they all work. You don't have to watch them all, but maybe if there's one that's new to you and you're not sure how to use it, you can click on there and just check it out and see how it goes, and make sure you know what it is, how you can use it, where to find it, things like that. So those are all there for you. And everything listed here, these are all the embedded universal tools that everybody gets access to. Some of them will only show up for you with certain questions when the testing system knows you're going to need it or it's available to you. But these embedded universal tools are available to everyone. There's some other supports that are available, the embedded designated supports, as well as the embedded accommodation. So these are those supports and those extra tools that if you're someone with an IEP or a 504, you're going to want to get your case manager involved, see what tools you should have for CAASPP, and then your case manager can get in touch with the right person to make sure that these are kind of preloaded for you so that these tools show up for you on your test. And some of the embedded designated supports are going to be like, color contrast, illustration glossaries, mouse pointer translation, streamlining text to speech, and glossaries. Embedded accommodations are things like ASL is available, audio transcription, closed captioning, text to speech, things like that. So if those are things that you should be using as per your IEP or 504 plans, then like I said, please be in touch with your case manager so we can make sure that those are ready to go for you. But those resources are there. They're also on the resource document that we'll share at the end, so stick around.
Okay, well, we are rounding the bend to the end. And we're so grateful for all of you who are watching by recording and all of you that took your time out of your day to attend in person. So as always, every week, we're going to share this resource document, and we are keeping track of all the tools, documents, and the slide decks on this document so that you can go back and review as needed. And you can keep it as you move forward, getting ready for the testing season and even afterwards. So we just shared it. Ms. Hobson just shared it in the chat box. So go ahead and click on that to make sure you have it. Maybe put a check mark. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see reactions, and one of the reactions is a green check. So if you would put a green check next to your name, which is you just click on it, and I'll know that you were able to open up that document. So click on the reactions down at the bottom of your screen. There you go. Yep, I see one. Zahara, Micah, Selena, and Alante. Oh, Alante, Selena, you having trouble finding it? Okay, Selena, we're going to move forward, but we're going to be here after the session. So if you're having trouble with it, just tell us and we'll figure out how to make sure you have it. Okay, so finally is our exit ticket. As always, if you would just quickly fill that out before heading out of the session, it gives us really valuable feedback so that we can add or even take away or focus in on anything that you bring up. And it's been really useful to us to be able to reflect on that feedback and then adjust our sessions accordingly. So if you would just take that moment to fill out the exit ticket before you head out the virtual door, we'd be really grateful because it helps us be more useful to you. And then once you fill that out, just let us know in the chat box and we'll be done. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. If you want to let us know when you have that completed, and then if you have any questions, just let us know. We're going to be here. Everybody watching virtually, thank you so much for your time, and just know we're here. We'll be here next Friday. If you have any questions, filter them through your ST or put them on this feedback document, and we will make sure your questions get addressed. Have a wonderful weekend.